Hey guys, the video that you're about to watch is an example of a lesson from our setting course. This specific video talks about how to set in the wind. If you like this video, then please check out the rest of our courses, which are live now in our memberships page at betteratbeach.com. Also, if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button below and that little bell to make sure you get notified along the way. One of the easiest ways for you to get in trouble as a setter is not knowing how to deal with different types of winds. Obviously, winds can come from all different directions, whether it's a headwind, which means that it will come at you almost like it's coming at the net, or going the other direction towards the net on your side. It can also be a cross-court wind where you are setting into the wind, or it can be a cross-court wind where you are setting with the wind. You need to understand that if you start thinking about the wind as being a punishment, then setting is always going to be very difficult. But if you start to think about the wind as being something that you're going to use to make the great set, then it's going to be something that'll be a little bit easier for you to think about. So right now, with our court that we are shooting on, this court is north and south. I am currently standing on the south side of the court. The other side of the net is the north side of the court. If we're dealing with a wind that is coming from the north to the south, then that means that every time that I'm setting, I'm going to have to be pushing the ball into the wind. This is important to realize because it's almost gonna feel like I'm oversetting every single ball that I'm dealing with. But I need to realize that that wind is going to push this ball back. So I know that the game of volleyball is very difficult already, but we need to start thinking about this wind with every single touch that we make. And it has to be a split-second decision right as you're making that touch, because the wind can change so drastically so quickly. So as you are going to make this touch, you need to realize, where is this wind coming from? Right now it's going north to south. So I need to push this ball a little bit tighter to the net because the wind is going to push it off. Vice versa, if we think about the wind coming from the south and going towards the north, then that means that the wind is going to be helping me. So instead of, if I plan on setting the ball 3 feet off the net, if I'm pushing the ball with the wind, then that means that I need to aim about 5 feet off the net, because the wind is going to drift this ball closer to the net for my attacker. So as I am going, I'm going to make sure that I lift this ball, and I'm thinking about aiming about 5 feet off the net, knowing that that wind is going to push that ball closer to the net. Another type of wind that you are probably going to have to deal with is side wind. A lot of the time in California, we have a west to east wind, meaning that the wind is coming off the ocean and is going inland. If that is the case, then when you are setting towards the ocean, or you're setting towards the west side of the court, then you are going to have to do somewhat similar as if that wind is working against you. And that's where it's really important to try to find a way to put topspin on this ball. Because if you put topspin on this ball, then that ball is going to cut through that wind, and it's not going to hang up there and get blown back. Okay, so if you are pushing the ball into the wind, we want to think about rolling this ball off of our hands, allowing it to cut through, because this distance between you and your attacker still has to remain the same. We can't use the wind pushed it inside as an excuse. Now that we've switched sides, and now the wind is still coming from the west to the east, because that's the wind that we deal with in California, I need to think about, now the wind is going to help me make this set. So if normally I would set this right side attacker where they are 5 feet from the sideline, then I need to lift this ball in the air. We do not want spin on this ball, because we want the ball to be taken by the wind. And if we have spin on it, then it's still going to be cutting through that wind. So whenever you're setting with the wind, you want to think about lifting this ball and allowing the wind to do the job for you. So if I'm trying to get this ball to land 5 feet from the sideline, then I'm going to lift my set to aim to where the set maybe is going to land 8 to 10 feet from the sideline, knowing that this wind is going to push that ball closer to the sideline. Whatever wind you are dealing with, you need to realize, is the wind fighting against me as a setter, or is it helping me as a setter? Those are two of the types of winds that you are most likely going to be dealing with. And as long as you understand what type of wind you're dealing with when you are making that touch, then you're going to be able to put yourself into the position to make the best set possible.